Very serious indeed. The Iranians will definitely carry out a retaliation. After all, in April, the Israeli regime bombed an Iranian embassy. The Iranians took this to the UN Security Council. The US, France, and the UK and Germany, they refused to condemn the regime, and effectively they endorsed the bombing of an Iranian embassy. And so the Iranians recognized that the only way to prevent the Israelis from bombing the Iranian embassy again or an embassy in another country was to create deterrence. And so the Iranians carried out a strike on the Israeli regime. The strike that the Iranians carried out was partially an intelligence gathering operation. Partially it was to force the Israelis and Americans and others to fire all the missiles that they had, to force them to empty their stocks, but also, as I said, to gather intelligence. And partially it was to send a message. A number of more advanced missiles were also fired along with old drones and old missiles, and those missiles struck their targets. So it was a message, but it was also a limited response that was designed to create deterrence. Again, the regime carried out an attack in Tehran, but this time they struck Iran itself, they struck a government guest house, and they murdered a senior foreign official and a close friend of Iran and Iranians. So obviously there will be a retaliation. The deterrence that we saw established in April didn't last long enough as we had hoped. So the Iranians will hit harder this time around. They have no other option. If Iran does not strike the Israeli regime will do something more outrageous in the future.